What's happening above us tells us everything, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into a ton of stuff in this video. What I'm talking about, I'm referring to something I didn't even notice. I've been looking at various star, of course, constellations, but we have one coming up on October 9th that I was not really aware of, my friends. 4, of course, horsemen. And a bowl pouring out something on Saturn. Saturn, I think, is related to the word satyr. Satyr is a goat-based being and is commonly referred to the devil. That is actually something happening on October 9th. It actually apparently is a picture of all revelation in the stars on that day. So it wasn't a coincidence, all the things we've been seeing, my friends. I talked about so many of these things. Back in the end of December, we talked about Betelgeuse being eclipsed by an asteroid, which is the power of Orion. Orion, the Orion constellation, you had Betelgeuse. It was eclipsed by an asteroid, which, of course, that's the power in his right arm. Right arm, right? The power is in his right arm. And that's Betelgeuse. And it was eclipsed. And we had that movie Beetlejuice come out as well at the exact same time, which is really strange. That's in the movie theaters right now. But I showed that in previous videos. And Orion represents Gilgamesh. Orion is a mythology is based on Gilgamesh, which is Nimrod, saying that his power is eclipsed. Of course, he is the hero of old that is directly put against the King of Kings. I think in Hosea 3, it shows them diametrically opposed to each other. And it shows that his power is eclipsed on December of last year. Now we have, of course, the Revelation 12, of course, sign that happened back in 2017. It reoccurred in 2023 with an asteroid being born. Then we have, of course, a new thing here, which is really interesting. October 9th. The 4, of course, horsemen being shown, a bull, and we're going to get into all that. We're going to get into actually a ton of stuff, by the way. I was going to talk about what's going on around us and also about this at the same time. We have, of course, we have panic buying. That's one thing we have. Let me show you this. I was going to show you a different one, but I'm going to show you this. Panic, of course, buying already spreading as ILA dock worker strike gets underway. Now, this is really interesting with this dock strike because I didn't look into it enough because I'm starting to look into it more, and I noticed that this guy, he makes $1 million a year almost. And apparently the average dock worker makes $150,000 a year. Now, that's not small money. These guys are striking at a sort of strange time. Why are they striking right now? Right before the end of the year. Why would they be striking right now? Why didn't you do this last year? Why are you doing it right now? Right? So they're putting in the strike on right before, of course, we decide who's going to be the next, prez. Why are they doing it right before that? Seems like the timing is very strange, right? And also, it's not like these guys are starving, okay? He's making $1 million a year almost. This guy's the top of the Longshoresmen Union. Now, my uncle, he was very high up in the union at GM. So I can understand kind of the mentality, but I mean, we're the ones that are going to pay for it. You and I, we're going to have higher prices in the stores. We're going to have less items available. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just like I showed you, there's already people in the stores trying to get everything. This is what's going on right now. And of course, some of those items are not going to be available. Bananas, certain seafood. There's actually other things as well. Numerous things are going to be missing from the store. I'm not quite sure what it all will be. But it is interesting that we're now seeing a number of the CEOs doing inside selling. Bezos, the Walton family, Zuckerberg's, Dell, McMahon, Vince McMahon, Peter Thiel, a lot of them selling a ton of their stock because they know what is going to happen next. And they did this back in 2020 as well, right? So, and I've already shown you guys the graphs. If you follow my channel, you already know it. I've shown the graphs. We already know the yield curve is uninverted. It's only a matter of a month or two, a couple months, few months max, before the stock market crashes. It happens every single time when the yield curve uninverts. And every single time in the last 50 years, it happened. So they know this, we know this, but the average Joe reading his phone, oh, look, stocks are fine. Oh, the economy's great. Low unemployment, low inflation, even though I'm broke and I can't afford anything, right? That's what they tell you, man. They tell you all that stuff. While they themselves know what's really going on, and they're selling all their stuff. What are they doing? Let me show you this. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Millionaire parents are taking Gen Z kids to bespoke conventions to prepare them for their 90 trillion great wealth transfer because they know all you guys are going to be paying for their wealth. This is what's so ridiculous about this. They know that the stock market's going to crash. They're all selling. They're telling you, just keep your 401k's fine. Don't worry, soft landing. Your 401k is going to be toast. Okay? It's going to be toast. There's ways to fix it, by the way. And I do have a link below for gold and silver. If you click on that and you go to the gold IRA section, you might have to do a search on their website, AppMex. Gold IRA. You might want to convert your 401k. And by the way, I'm not a legal or investing expert or whatever you want to call it. Legal expert. I'm not an investing expert, okay? I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy in his chair in his basement telling you what he thinks, okay? So if you want to preserve your 401k, I would recommend getting something like a gold IRA, which means you're converting your 401k to a gold IRA. Now, that means it's pegged to gold, meaning it's not going to go down when the stock market crashes, is what it means. It's going to peg to gold, so it'll just remain strong. And if you look, I was looking at my wife's 401k and how much she's made this year to date. She's like 15%. Guess how much gold has went up this year to date? 20% about. So gold has actually done better than the stock market. Okay, pretty much. Unless you're like really good at the stock market and you know exactly what to buy, like Warren Buffett or something. The fact is, gold is already doing better. So these guys know this. They're selling all their stuff. They're waiting for your 401k to tank. They're going to go buy it all up. So like I say, you have 50,000 in your 401k. It tanks to 25. You sell, right? Or you just lose out because then when the price is super low, they're going to go in and buy up the cheap items that you just sold off, or some people sold off. Some are going to just hold on to it even if it's low, right? They're going to go in and swoop in and buy up then. That's what they're going to do. That's their plan. Just to give you an idea. So then getting off that, we have what happened with this Hurricane Helene. Very strange things happening with regards to North Carolina and Georgia. Very, very. My friends, honestly, this just does not look right. It's just way too many coincidences. Way too many coincidences. You have this, for example. FCC gets rid of 20,000 Starlink terminals for North Carolina that could have saved, lives. Why did they do that? Right? You have so many other stories. Okay, I just showed you the guys making like $1 million a year. This is going to cause shortages, rising prices. Why are they doing it right now? Why didn't they do this last year? Why are you doing it right now? Of course, he says he wants to stop automation to their jobs. Really? You think that's a good idea? I'm going to show you how that's ridiculous what they're doing. I'm going to show you how absolutely ridiculous what they're doing is in a second here, and I'm going to get in and show you some other stuff going on. We're talking like what happened in Georgia. We got these military, of course, vehicles at ports. I think this part of it, I'll show you that and much more. First of all, I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. $187 for 1 month's worth, which is 4 weeks. 4 week for $187. You can get 3 of these. That'd be 3 months worth for about $560. Link is in the description. I mean, honestly, you go to Walmart, it'll cost you $400 for 1 month's worth of food, just for one person. This is $187. Of course, this is not steaks. Obviously, if it was steaks, it'd be like $1,000 a month, But this is good stuff, and this is for a 25-year shelf life. If you can't get to the store, you got this. They have meat products in there. They got pancakes. They got bread. They got rice. They got soup. They got shakes, pudding, energy drinks and stuff. They got a lot of stuff, or I don't know if that's energy drinks, some sort of drink, whatever. Maybe it's Kool-Aid. I don't know what it is, man. They got lots of stuff, and there's like 20, 30 items at least in there. I can't remember. It's like a huge amount. They show them all down here. They got lots of stuff in here. It isn't nothing. So Lots of good stuff. Oh, yeah, it is an energy. I was right, man. It's an energy drink. I was thinking it was an energy drink. At any rate, link is in the description for that. You definitely want to check that out. Lots of good reviews. Lots of people like it. Also, this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. You never know what's next, my friends. Right now, they're living without electricity in Georgia. Some places for weeks it's going to be out. And their water's out. And it's so strange, the trajectory of this hurricane. Only red, of course, states. Well, that's kind of weird. And that's not the only thing that happened in Georgia. I'm going to show you in a minute here other things that happen that just like don't make sense, defy just common thoughts and logic or whatever you want to call it. You're going to definitely want to get this book. Printed version is $37 plus shipping. Link is in the description. You can't get that at Walmart. I'm like the only one that sells it. You're going to want to buy it before something happens. Anyway, of course, my website's linked below. GR Videos, $4.95 a month. First month is free. Super, super cheap. I mean, honestly, it's probably cheaper than a Happy Meal at this point. It is cheaper than a Happy Meal. It's probably cheaper than a Starbucks coffee for a month's worth. And it's got deep dives into all these topics, everything else, my friends. All my videos that you're missing, you see here. I've got thousands of videos I've made. Link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. Of course, you have what happened in Israel, their gas platform here in the Mediterranean Sea, now gone. So that happened on an interesting day that actually ties in, of course, to, the stars. And it's very curious. All the seasons are making sense if you start looking at them. They actually tell you what's going on. Okay? It's really, really strange. This day is actually a day when a lot of stuff, or the day that occurred was a day when a lot of stuff happens on the 1st. Okay? And it's on purpose. It's intentional. But you have this going on in Georgia. So you got all these things, strange things. You got this one right here. Plant just going. And then they're saying that there's something in the air. And he says that it smells like, of course, chlorine. This guy's driving through from Tennessee to Atlanta, Georgia. He says like the whole area. And this is while they also are having a hurricane and no power and the whole entire area is shut off. Like whole entire areas, like the GOV, the state, said you can't even go on certain roads. How are they going to get any goods in there? That's why there's Walmarts with lines out the door. And there's gasoline stations with lines out the door in some of these areas. And it just seems, the timing seems really, really interesting. On top of that, getting back to the port. So I mentioned this guy back here. Why did he do this now? Of all times. And I'll show you how ridiculously, how this is the worst time to do this. This guy makes almost $1 million a year. His workers make $150,000. He acts like they're starving or something. Really, dude? I'm guessing a lot of my subscribers don't make $150,000 a year. Okay? I'm pretty sure of it. Probably half that or less even in some cases. $150,000 a year. I'm guessing a lot of them make less than half even. I wouldn't be surprised because wages haven't went up at all. Like wages are going down even. A lot of people just make $40,000, $50,000 a year. They made it like 30 years ago. They're still making the same amount they made back then. And prices are like 4 times what they used to be. Right? It's like absolutely ridiculous. This guy's making $900,000 a year. And he's complaining that they're not making enough money. So, okay, fine. Whatever, dude. You think you need more money. Okay, why right now? Why? Doesn't even make any sense. And he even knows. He's even confronted with the question, what about everybody else? They're going to have to pay high prices. They're not going to have goods in the store. Well, now they're going to know how important we are. That's basically his response, right? Okay, dude. Why didn't you do this last year? He's scared of automation. We don't want our jobs replaced with automation. Then why are you striking and asking for a 50% raise? 50% raise if you're concerned about automation. Let me show you how ridiculously bad of an idea this is. He has a template that just happened last month of another company doing a strike just like this. And what happened to them? Let me show you. UAW workers launch unprecedented strike against all 3 automakers, big 3. What happened? Well, let me show you the latest news on that. Not good for them. Major U.S. automaker is rumored to be doing a 50% layoff. Ford, 50%. Sounds like that strike didn't work out too well, did it? Let me show you this one. This is GM. Goodbye, GM. Cease production, lay off more than 1,600 workers by the end of 2024. No one's buying cars. You want to raise, the price is already too high on the car. Somebody's got to lower the price somewhere. And like I said, it's not you, me, it's not that guy over there. It's actually not even technically the company as much as you'd think. It's mostly your GOV who printed money in 2020 and gave most of it to their rich friends. The same rich friends that are probably going to these bespoke conventions to prepare them for their 90 trillion. They've already got a bunch of money. They printed all that money and gave it to their friends. And you and I got the chump change. And that's why the inflation is us paying a tax to these rich people. It's not GM. It's not, whoever, the ports. It's the GOV that did this. And now they're like laughing to the bank. They're laughing to the bank. That's what's going on. All right? That's really what it is. And, asking for a raise is not going to solve the problem. Especially when you're already making $1 million a year, dude. Seriously? What in the world, man? Warren Buffett. Also all these big wigs. I showed you these guys back here. All selling. Inside selling right now because they know what's happening next. I've shown the graph like 1 million times at this point. I'm not going to show it again. Yield curve's uninverting. Stock market crash in the next 1 and 2 months. That's what's happening. So let's get over to the stars. Obviously, a lot of people are into, and I just wanted to talk about this because this is a big deal. You're going to see outages. You're going to see some places are going to have less food. Some places are going to have higher prices. You're going to see that. This is 70% of our ports. This isn't like a few. This is like almost all of them. You got this going on at the ports. Why are there these military, of course, vehicles, hundreds of them? Perhaps the reason why they're closing these ports is not because of they want a higher wage. Maybe they're preparing for, of course, something, a world, WAR. You saw what happened over there in the Middle East, right? You don't need hundreds of these vehicles over there at the ports. Why are they there? Good question. I don't know. So you got all that stuff. So let's get over to the 4, of course, horsemen that are going to be on October 9th. And this is actually a good thing, my friends. Well, it doesn't sound good. A lot of this stuff don't sound good. But I told you it's 2 dragons fighting. You got the white and red dragon fighting right now. I've talked about this before. If you're new to my channel, you might not know what I'm talking about. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, they have a thing called an Ona. It's also in the book of Enoch. 500-year periods of time. They're called Onas. And I think 1,000 years is like an eon. Okay? So these Onas, or 500-year periods of time, is when it can switch from the red or white dragon over the world. We're in a season very similar to the book of Esther, in the season that Esther was in. I've shown that they had the exact same constellational, they had solar eclipses on the same exact days as we do. And of course, Esther was integral in saving Israel and going from a red dragon 500 years to a white dragon 500 years. So that was what was going on. She was actually an integral part of switching it from the red to the white dragon. And if you think, well, what are you talking about? You're this. Well, guess what? The last chapter of Esther, which was removed and put in the book, in the Apocrypha, talks about 2 dragons warring. Of course, in the heavens. And it says it's over vying for, power over, of course, the world. So it's right there in the text itself. It's just been removed, so you don't know about it. Even Merlin the Magician saw it. All these people in the past. Merlin the Magician was about 500 AD. Esther was 500 BC. So 1000 BC to 500 BC, red dragon. 500 BC to 0 AD, white dragon. 0 AD to 500 AD, red dragon. 500 AD to 1500 AD, white dragon. 2 Onas, or a millennial kingdom, in a sense, the Middle Ages. 1500 AD until now, red dragon. We've been under the red dragon since King Henry VII. Now you're seeing the red dragon being defeated. Let me show you this. Saturn's day is coming with 4 horsemen. Judgment Day. 10/9/2024, 38 days. Saturn stands still. It stops moving. Saturn currently is standing still. Now, interesting about the word Saturn, I'll show you in a second here. Notice a bowl is being poured out on Saturn. Saturn is standing still. This constellation, of course, aligns right in a position to where the bowl of this constellation is being poured out on Saturn. Saturn seems to have a word similar to satyrs. And there shall be no offer of their sacrifices unto devils after whom they have gone. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. The word devil is translated as satyr. The satyr word is like Saturn. Satyr, Saturn. Now, satyr is a goat-based animal, kind of like the Baphomet. Right there. It's a hairy goat. So we're seeing here, Saturn is a satyr or devil having a bowl poured out on its head. It's standing still as this aligns. Saturn is the sixth planet. You have this hexagonal shape on it. You can notice the number, 6, 6, and another 6. Then the seventh angel poured out its bowl into the air. Out of the temple came a loud voice from the throne saying, "It is done." Then there came flashes of lightning, rumblings, peals of thunder, and a severe earthquake. No earthquake like it has ever occurred since mankind. This is very interesting because a lot of people are talking about, I'm not saying that this is related, but you have the super volcano at Yellowstone. A lot of people keep talking about that. What if there was a massive earthquake that would cause something to happen there? I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about, but I don't know if there's some relation there or not. So you have this satyr or Saturn having a bowl poured out on its head. This guy goes into great detail about this. Saturday is the Sabbath, which of course was changed to Sunday by many in the church, although I believe it's still Saturday or Friday, Sunday, and Sunday sundown. You're approaching the evil day, who are drawing nearer and adopting false Sabbaths. Amos 6. Very interesting. I didn't even know it said that. This is the Septuagint version. I wonder what Amos 6 says in the common Masoretic version. I don't know. But the Septuagint is actually more accurate anyway, so that's kind of interesting. It says false Sabbaths. I didn't know that. Therefore now shall they depart into captivity from dominion of princes. They shall be taken away from the roll of princes, and the neighing of horses shall be cut off from Ephraim. The cry of horsemen shall be cut off from Ephraim. That's interesting. Oh, horsemen, yeah. Because a lot of these terms, if you look at the ancient Greek, are talking about like half horses, half... I forgot what those are called. You know, I got these different Greek mythology. They got the all these different creatures. I'm trying to remember what the horse one was. I can't even remember. Maybe you guys remember in the comment section, but it's like half horse, half human. And there's a lot of that if you look at the text, and they just translate it wrongly, so you don't even know into English often. So this is kind of interesting. They're saying that this is actually a picture of all of Revelation that happens on October 9th. And they show this picture here. Maybe I can get in here and look at this. Let me try. Let's see. Let's see if he has a good picture in here. Oh, this is weird. This guy's one of those guys who just deep dives into this. You can tell already. Let's see if he has a picture of what he's talking about. Here we are. Thus saith Yahweh, the heavens are my throne, the earth is my footstool. A lion standing on the footstool of earth. There's a rainbow round about the throne. Is this a rainbow he's talking about? I don't know. Flying eagle. It's flying like an eagle. A calf, like a calf. He sat upon a throne that was a look upon like a sardine stone. Well, that's kind of strange. 7 lampstands, 7 churches, 7 angels, 7 stars. Oh, wow. He's tying this into astronomy fully, I guess. Maybe you want to go check this website out. Blow the Shofar. I've never seen... I'm subscribed to the channel. I've seen the channel before. I've never seen this video, though. This is from 4 months ago. He's going into great detail about all this. Venus is the black horse. Light separates from dark. Let's play a little bit of this. Let's just see what he has to say.
And 2 is a number that represents separation of or division, so dividing light from darkness, and it is the black horse. So Venus is a very fitting planet to be in the scales.
Okay, well, this is a long video. Let's see what else he's got. What does he say here? Hercules. Let's see this.
You can see that the constellation, I highlighted here in red, is often drawn with a club or a sword or a big weapon in his hand. And as I've demonstrated in my other...
And you can see here on the text, it says, and there went out a red horse, and it was given to him that sat thereon to take a piece from the earth. And there was given unto him a great sword, Revelation 6:4. So it is kind of interesting. He's drawn with some sort of sword, and it's Hercules, Pollux, red horse, red planet, great reds. Oh, that makes sense, because he's always drawn with a sword, and then it's got Mars. So this makes sense. So like the colors are coming from the planets themselves, and they're put in these constellations, and that's where the colors come in. See, this is the around the throne. So you have this rainbow around the throne. You have these cherubim around the throne, one like unto a lion, one like unto a calf, one like unto an eagle, one has the face of a man. Very interesting. And then you have Saturn, who pours out, this is the bowl being poured out, thrown into the water, sea, or river. So Saturn is not moving. Seventh angel poured out his bowl into the air. Out of the temple came a loud voice. There came flashes of lightning, etc., etc. So I talked about this a minute ago. Bride and bridegroom holding hands. Wow, this guy's seeing all the stuff in here. This is kind of amazing. So you get the idea. You got a lot of stuff in here. At any rate, you can go check the video out. Kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.